Hey yo guys, well I'm back here to give you my predictions for the Golden Saturday, as I would like to call it, as Golden Boy's running two events tonight, two different sports obviously, but the Golden Boy promotions are running tonight's boxing event with Antonio Margarito versus Sugar Shane Mosley, which should be a fantastic fight at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. That fight's taking place, and of course the fight that a lot of people on here have been talking about, or the card I should say, that a lot of people are talking about much more than the promotion, I would say, and getting their name out there more, would be the Affliction Day of Reckoning show, which is taking place at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. So I find this weekend to be absolutely insane with how much there's going to be. I mean, there's tonight's MargaritoMosley Affliction Day of Reckoning. Then tomorrow there's the WWE Royal Rumble, which there will be predictions with that, as well as WEC 38, Donald the Cowboy Cerrone versus Jamie Varner for the title fight, which I'm really looking forward to. So I'm freaking out. I mean, there's just so much stuff to just absorb over days. So I've decided how I'm going to do this. I'll do the Affliction Day of Reckoning and MargaritoMosley predictions here. Tomorrow you'll get a review of those, as long as my Royal Rumble and WC 38 predictions. That'll leave Monday the reviews of those shows, and that'll hopefully be a bit of a break for me for a bit. Then I plan on doing a question and answer. As always, you're welcome to send questions to the email account, which I've set up, or to my YouTube inbox, whichever you feel is necessary. But anyways, let's just get to the predictions here. I'll do Affliction Day of Reckoning first, as there's obviously more stuff on this card. So anyways, the first fight will be Jay Heron versus Jason High. To me, this fight, this could be just a good old ass whooping that Jay Heron hands on Jason High. Jay Heron was someone whose skills were rapidly improving when he was fighting with the IFL, but unfortunately that promotion crumbled like the cookie, as they like to say. So that sucked for him, but he's a part of Extreme Couture, so he got to improve his excellent wrestling, which he's had since college, but now he got to get a great stand-up. I think that's going to be fantastic for this fight. High, to me, he's coming in undefeated, but I plan on him leaving not undefeated. To me, I think, Jay Heron will win this fight first round TKO, but, if Heron is able to get pressed into the second round, I think Jason High will just, gas out. As if you haven't seen the pictures of him from the weigh-ins, he looks, way too muscular. I think he'll just gas pretty quick, so prediction in Jay Heron TKO first round. Then we go to the next fight, which is Paul Buentello versus Kiril, the baby Fedor Sidelnikov. Really, to me, I don't see baby Fedor doing that well at all here, because Buentello hits hard. I don't think that baby Fedor's faced anyone that's really, been able to hit as hard as Paul Buentello. So I'm going to pick Buentello to get a first round TKO as well. Moving along here quickly, let's just do the next fight, which is Rento Babalu Sobral versus Rameau Thierry Sokoudjou. A lot of people are excited about this fight. I have mixed emotions on this fight, as both guys' last performances to me were very disappointing. It was bad that Bobby Southworth made Sokoudjou, look like the less entertaining fighter, which to me is just an incredible feat, since Bobby Southworth to me is the most boring fucker you're ever gonna get in a cage or a ring. Back on the Strikeforce Destruction show, when Babalu Sobral eventually won the light heavyweight championship, but that was due to a technicality and a cut, so there should be a rematch down the line with that. We've all kind of overrated him a bit from, the dying days of Pride. We got into the UFC, and, he's really been exposed to having, the bad cardio and, not the greatest amount of stand-up. Really, to me, I think I'm gonna take Babalu Sobral to get this one by a decision. As I think Babalu has the meanness in him, but, I mean, he's just been able to finish fights recently, and, Sokoudjou hasn't been able to get going. So that's why I'm going to take Babalu to get this thing to a decision. probably more likely a unanimous than a split, but you know what, I'm excited for this fight. You know, and Affliction's hoping for the fact that I would assume that Babalu gets the win so he can challenge Tito Ortiz, which, you know, would obviously create a lot of interest in the show, in the next Affliction show, if there is one, but still, Babalu Sobral to get the victory over Sokoudjou. Then we go to the next, which is Matt the Law Lindland versus Vitor Belfort. A couple of years ago, I would have said this is an easy win for Matt Lindland, but really, to me, there's a lot of signs that are aging here for Lindland, and he does have the tools to beat Belfort, but still, I think Father Time has caught up with Matt Lindland a lot here. Same thing with Belfort. I don't think, you know, both the Father Time's catching up with them a lot still, but to me, I think Belfort will definitely, you know, win the, will push Lindland here, and I think, you know, if Lindland pushes Belfort, I think Belfort will probably quit, as you know, Belfort's not the type of guy that likes to be pushed. So, how am I going to take this one? I think this will be a slow, not methodical, you know, pick your spot type of fight. I'm not expecting a big knockout, any submission or anything. I'm expecting another decision, a victory for Matt the Law Lindland, and you know, hopefully it can be a little more entertaining than what, you know, it matched up on paper it seems to be, but to me this fight seems to be something that should have, you know, been taking place, you know, 5 to 10 years ago, but still, this should be, you know what, for, you know, the old school fans it'll be a fine fight, but, I mean, it won't be the greatest entertaining thing in the world, but Matt Lindland by decision. Then we go to the next fight, which is Barnett versus Gilbert Yvel. To me, clearly I'm going to take Josh Barnett to get a submission in the first round. I mean, I don't know what the heck, I mean, how is Gilbert Yvel supposed to be the next step up for, you know, the heavyweight division, whoever wins between Fedor and Arlovski? I mean, say Barnett loses, then your company's going to look like a joke that Fedor or Arlovski's going to have to take on Gilbert Yvel. Yeah, that's just my thoughts on this one. I personally think that Barnett's going to easily outclass him, Yvel that is, and, you know, unless Barnett be's the stupid gambler like he can be, and, you know, is trying to stand up with Yvel, who actually, you know what, I mean, I've been knocking him a bit, but he's got, you know, good stand-up and good power. If he tries to stand and trade punches with him, and, you know, he could potentially get knocked out, but hopefully Josh does not, you know, do that. He gets a takedown and a quick submission victory, and, you know, and sets up, you know, potentially Barnett versus, you know, the winner of the WAMMA Heavyweight Championship fight. So that's what I'm going to go with here. Josh Barnett to get the victory. Then we go over to the main event, the fight that everyone, well, I don't know about everyone, but a lot of people are looking forward to, which would be for the WAMMA Heavyweight Championship, Fedor Emelianenko versus Andrei the Pitbull Arlovski. This fight should be excellent. This could be the best heavyweight fight we see all year. I think, you know, for the UFC, they're going to have probably the second best heavyweight fight in Mir versus Lesnar. Buy-wise, I think that would do much better than this show. But anyways, quality-wise for the fight, this should be fantastic. Arlovski poses a real strong test for Fedor. As you know, Arlovski has really good power for a heavyweight. He's got some strong power. And the thing that, you know, amazes me about him is he moves like a lightweight in there. I mean, he's just so quick in there. And he's got amazing stand-up now. I mean, he's been working with Freddie Roach, the famed boxing trainer who just recently guided Manny Pacquiao to a victory over Oscar De La Hoya. So I thought, you know, I think that's going to be a big factor in here. But to me, if Andrei can keep the fight standing and, you know, box, you know, he could do fine, and, you know, at least press it to a second, maybe third if we're lucky, but to me, I don't think, you know, his boxing ability, which is what he's really more or less been working on, will do that well against Fedor, as I think Fedor will just, you know, overwhelm Arlovski, you know, with the power and get a takedown and potentially a submission here. That's what I more or less see happening. I see Fedor coming, you know, been able to withstand the blows from Arlovski, as, you know, I mean, Fedor's been rocked only a couple times in his career, but, you know, he's able to come back and, you know, weather the storm and get a submission. That's how I would see things going here. Or Arlovski's, if he gets tagged, you know, as we've seen from what Tim Sylvia's done to Andrei Arlovski, he doesn't have the strongest chin in the world. I mean, he doesn't have a glass chin, but his chin isn't that strong, so I would take Arlovski, I'm taking Fedor to retain, and hopefully we get the Barnett versus Fedor Emelianenko fight, and if that fight happens and Fedor were to win, there is no more argument that Fedor is, overrated. So that's how I see this one going down. I'm really for this card. Also the fact that, there's live prelim fights on HDNet. Don't know how well it will do for ratings, as I know most people around the world, or at least in the combat sports community, don't really get HDNet. But still, I think, people will find a way to watch it somehow. And hopefully with this, the UFC would take note, because I think this is a great idea to show your prelim fights on TV. Also hype up your pay-per-view as well in the meantime, and, call that number. I mean, how pro wrestling did this with, the free-for-all. If you remember that when the WWF used to do the free-for-all, they'd hype up the matches, and they'd also have, a live match in there. I think this would be something that I think MMA can, take great advantage of in doing their prelims on there, especially the UFC. I mean, Spike TV is basically at your mercy. Could hold a live undercards every time you got a pay-per-view going down. I think that would be awesome, but I don't know if they'll do it, but to me that would be something really smart. And speaking of the UFC, they've planned their today, they've planned their fuck Affliction with 10 hours of UFC. So I don't know why. I mean, Dana, come on. Dana, you need the competition. I mean, Elite XC was your biggest amount of competition, and now dead. Let's at least let Affliction try to, do something and make, this sport thrive even more. You just can't try and kill promotions off every time. So, besides the fight that you're hyping up in Couture and Lesnar, yeah, it's good and all that you're doing it, but I'm pretty sure anyone who wanted to see it has seen it. They've seen it by illegal means. When the fight, felt very important, now it's just a thing of the past, as we know what's going on. Eventually down the line, probably at UFC 98 in May in Vegas. So anyways, that's just my thoughts there, and my thoughts on the Affliction Day, a Reckoning show. Anyways, moving over to the Golden Boys other show in Antonio Margarito versus Sugar Shane Mosley. I'm really excited for this fight. The thing that's really impressed me more so about this fight is how HBO has given this, just a free away on HBO TV. So if you have HBO, you can watch this show. You do not have to pay, your $50 to watch this fight. So I think that's just smart on HBO. HBO is someone who I will give credit, because they've learned that, in this economy, people don't really want to fork dollars over to watch combat sports, and hopefully MMA will learn that. I think the UFC's kind of grasping that, as, they've moved UFC 95 from pay-per-view to TV, which to me was a smart move. But still, this fight here between Margarito and Mosley, I'm really looking forward to it. I think that if Mosley can, outbox Margarito, he should, be able to take this to a decision and, win. I think if he, imposes his will, boxes smart, goes in and out, and doesn't try and make this thing a brawl with the Margarito, because Margarito likes to make things a brawl. Will there be a knockout? No, I don't see that. I think, Mosley's, too good of a boxer to avoid one at this moment, and, I think he's got, a pretty decent chin. Margarito, I know, has a decent chin. I mean, he got rocked a lot in that fight with Cotto, and he was able to, stand up and, come back and get a knockout, a TKO, I should say, on Cotto there. So that's really what I see happening. I think Mosley will get the win via decision, but if Margarito wins, I'm not going to be surprised. But, it's great to see that boxing puts on a fight that we actually want to see on here. So, that's really what my thoughts are on this. I guess since I actually have a bit more amount of time, I can run through some of the Rumble, at least. I don't have the WC 38 card in front of me, so anyways, I'll just do my Rumble predictions. I know that the Rumble is taking place tomorrow night from the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Gotta say, for a Rumble card, it's not as good as last year's was, and they really haven't built up the WWE Royal Rumble as much as you would like, but I think, the Rumble's always a fun pay-per-view, so it always does good business. So, but anyways, let's run through this. The first match will probably be the ECW Championship match in Matt Hardy versus Jack Swagger. Swagger defending the belt. To me, if they give this match, time, I don't think they'll give it as much time as they did about a couple weeks ago in ECW. you know, the match should be fine. I mean, Swagger is, you know, a natural talent. He's a diamond in the rough. And Hardy's just this incredible worker who, you know, doesn't get enough, you know, recognition in my opinion. How do I see this one going down? I would say, you know, Swagger gets, you know, maybe off a distraction. I don't know what just that distraction would be, but I think that could be there. But more or less I would see, or maybe the same type of finish where Hardy hits, you know, a rope and gets caught in a doctor bomb. That's how I could see this happening, but, you know, I don't think you want to take the title off Swagger at this moment because you don't want to kill his momentum straight away, but another scenario could be, you know, putting the belt back on Hardy and making him seem jealous of Jeff because, you know, he's a champion and, you know, he's not getting enough recognition. Blah, blah, blah. I think they could do that, but I don't think they will. I think Swagger keeps the belt. Swagger needs the belt, needs to, you know, he can brand in the belt more, and he's a diamond in the rough, as I said, and the company's very high on him. I would expect within the next 5 years, Jack Swagger to win either the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship. So, anyways, next match would be the Women's Championship match. If you asked me this a week ago, who do you see, or 2 weeks ago, I should say, who do you see winning this match? I would have said, you know what? I'd go for a title change here and Melina winning the belt. But no, not that they've been more building up this Rosa Mendez versus Beth Phoenix storyline. I would definitely say that Beth keeps the belt here, and they basically, from now on, will do kind of a Santino turn on Beth. Not like a major, like, angry, vicious type, heel type way, but kind of a comedy-ish type turn, with Mendez doing most of the damage. And they basically do it how you did Mickie James and Trish Stratus at WrestleMania 22. That'll be the match that you get for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania, by the way. And, that's where I would see the belt changing hands along there. But to me, this match should be a fantastic match. I mean, both these ladies know how to work. They have some good chemistry. And at least we don't have to see the Diva Championship on the card, so we are lucky that this is the championship they push, and should be a fine match. This thing probably will get the least amount of time, but what can you expect? It's a WWE Diva match, and they want to push a lot of stuff and save up for the Rumble. So, but anyways, I'm expecting Phoenix to get the win here. Then we move over to, I believe, the other matches are the WWE, the championship matches in, the World Heavyweight Championship. First I'll do the WWE Championship and Jeff Hardy defending against Edge. A lot of people are saying Edge will probably get the win here, and Christian will make his debut. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think the company realizes they don't like debuting characters on debuting or re-debuting people on pay-per-view. I think you would want to save that for television. Will fully believe that's how they should do it. How do you go with this one? To me, I would probably go with Edge winning, but by DQ at this rate, as you know, Rage may overcome him or something like that. I don't think you can pin Edge clean here, because Edge to me is the guy who, I think the next pay-per-view No Way Out will win the belt. And just to go with the Triple H versus Edge feud at WrestleMania 25, so that's how I see that going down. Jeff will probably drop the strap. He's going to have a very uneventful title run. That's how I think things are going there. And, you know, Jeff will probably take on Christian, if anything, at WrestleMania. But you would have to debut Christian on TV down the line pretty soon, but not at the pay-per-view here. So Edge to win, but by DQ. Jeff Hardy will keep the belt then. And then we go to for some reason, I'm actually looking forward to more of the storyline aspect, more so than the actual match. It'll be John Cena defending the World Heavyweight Championship up against JBL with Shawn Michaels in his corner. To me, while the match may suck, the story here has actually sucked you in more so than, you know, any of the Cena JBL matches we've had in the past. They won't be as bad as, you know, they've been in the I don't think they can be any worse than the parking lot brawl we had last year. But anyways, to me, I see this match being, you know, a ref bump, a ref knockdown. HBK gets in the ring. JBL wants him to super kick Cena. Cena gets out the way, kicks JBL square in the teeth. He goes down. Cena gets up, puts the STF, as that's what they're now calling it, as they're trying to be kid sensitive, and it's no longer STFU, it's just the STF. He puts that on, gets either a tap. That's how I would see it, you know, as he'd be knocked out, and then the ref would wake up and see, oh my god. I guess Cena would kind of look like a heel in that aspect, but people wouldn't really care. So I would take John Cena to win, and then we can go to the chamber. Cena defends in the chamber, and we officially see the HBK break free turn, whatever you want to call it, to set up JBL versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25. That's my thoughts on that. And then we go to the match that is, to me, still the most fun match. I mean, I think everyone on here would say this is the most fun match from, you know, your days as a kid. It's the Royal Rumble match, 30 men. They've only really announced, I believe, 23 or 24 as of late, so you know there's going to be some mystery people in here. But anyways, how do I see this one going down? Well, I see number one being Triple H, because, you know, Vicky Guerrero's got the whole thing, and that's how they'd book it, him being one. And two, to me, would probably be Randy Orton. I would think that they would be there and, you know, last for a very long time. And I would see Orton, you know, being the last one eliminated in there. I mean, I would expect if anyone to get, you know, the monster run, it would probably be Kozlov. You know, I don't think they'd, you know, push him as strong as, you know, WWF did with Diesel in the 1994 Royal Rumble match, but still, I think Kozlov will get the most eliminations, and they're trying to build him as this monster and unbreakable force, but he won't look unbreakable once Paul gets his hands on him, so really, that's how I see this one going down. Your final two then will be Orton and Triple H again. A lot of people are picking Orton, and I was thinking the same way of Orton winning, but how, I don't know, I guess you can probably, I'm going to have to go with Triple H winning the Rumble, just to set up, you know, just an easy way for him to take on Edge for the Rumble, but he has got to win the belt at No Way Out, and that's how I see this happening. But a lot of people are saying that Orton's going to take on Cena, which would seem like the money matches. There's real no opponent for Cena at this rate, but I think Orton's going to take on Austin. To me, I think that will happen. I think it'll be Austin at Mania as a special match. I don't know who you're going to take on with Cena at this rate. Cena, to me, is looking very bleak. Hopefully they can bring someone over to take on Cena. I don't know where they could go, because I'm thinking, you know, they could bring Taker over, but I think they may do a Taker-Jericho match around there. So I don't really know where Cena's going to go. So if Orton wins, I wouldn't be surprised, and I guess it would be great for Raw, as, you know, that's the match they really have, but I think Orton and Austin would be the place where they're going to go after what we saw on Raw on Monday. So, anyways, that's it for me for now. You'll see my WC38 predictions, hopefully. I don't know if I'll even make some, but I will try and make some. But anyways, that's it for me. I'm out. Peace.